Canada is having an anti-America hissy fit. It's so obvious. We'll start this off here with these comments from Jamil Javani from a few days ago.
We are shooting ourselves in the foot if we continue this anti-America, hissy fit. And this is the kind of reason I'm trying to talk into our government and some of the liberals who have just gone way off the reservation on this. And, the ball is in Prime Minister Mark Carney's court.
By the way, as expected, many snowflakes in Canada took exception to him using the phrase off the reservation. Grow up.
Offered to help him. I think it'd be awesome if we went down there together. I think we'd get a lot done working together. But he's got to decide whether that's something he wants to do or not.
Meanwhile,
he's so correct. It's so obvious that he's correct. A few truth socials from President Trump have sent the country into a now over 1 year long frenzy. Here's Laura Babcock, one of the champions of TDS. If one more Canadian Trump sycophant tells us we're being too emotional and having a hissy fit because we are responding bravely and appropriately to USA threats to our sovereignty, I'm going to lose it. Actually, the reality is Trump has successfully trolled you into oblivion. And some people agree with her, many people don't, but I would say the majority of the country, unfortunately, is having a hissy fit. Certainly the majority of people who have political power. Brian Lilly wrote this article or wrote this Substack or whatever this is. Canada's emotional hissy fit over Trump isn't good for this country. And then heading over to that article, I'm just going to read a tiny bit of this, but he's so correct. He talks about this poll here. Canadians consider the U.S. a bigger threat than Russia. I mean, we're just not a serious country. This is so pathetic. Not only is Russia smaller of a threat, apparently, than USA, it's not even close. Share of adults from each country who say the U.S., China, Russia, or the EU represent the biggest threat to peace. U.S., 48, Russia, 29, China, 10, EU, 2. I mean, we're truly an unserious place. Also, Table Salt talking about this. I don't even really know how to comment on this because how are you going to even have a debate if 48% of the people in Canada actually think this? Makes no sense. It's very difficult to even start to have a conversation with. I mean, USA is like our best friend by a mile, and it has been for quite some time. We're going to go to this other video here. 55% of Canadians think the U.S. is the greatest threat to Canada's security. Nanos poll. And when Trump says Canada lives because of the U.S., he's correct.
We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
Whether you like Trump or not, I happen to like him, but that's just a statement of fact.
Break down the numbers. He is the founder and chief data scientist at Nanos Research. Good morning, Nick. Hope you're doing well.
Good morning to you, too.
So the survey shows that over 50% of Canadians believe that the U.S. poses the greatest threat to Canada right now. Is this an alarming finding?
It should be very alarming. In effect, what this says is the last year has been a gut punch to the Canada-U.S. relationship, which has built prosperity on both sides of the border. The fact that when we ask Canadians who the greatest threat to the security of the country is, and this is a survey that we did with
joke. I'm laughing because it actually is a joke.
Bloomberg News, that the U.S. came in at 55%, and then check it out. Look who's tied for second. China and Russia at 15 and 14% respectively.
So that's an even bigger gap than the poll we just went over. 55 USA, and then it drops by 40% to number 2, China, and then Russia right behind.
Which means that Canadians are more than 3.5 times more likely to look at the U.S. as a threat compared to other countries.
That's a hissy fit.
Like Russia and China.
Alarming indeed. All right, next, Nick, a survey done on the impact of Chinese origin EV vehicles on Canadians.
That's so crazy. Okay, and then I'm going to go to a few more things here, but even I would say the hissy fit is coming from the Conservative Party of Canada. Pierre Poilievre released this video today. This would have been from a speech that he did a while ago, but unified and strong, Canada will bow before no nation. Is this helpful? Because I think Jamil Javani, the Conservative MP, that's not even in Poilievre's like shadow cabinet, they call it, he's the only one actually doing anything about the HISSY FIT. At least Brian Lilley, too, to his credit, is bringing this up. Pierre Poilievre sounds like a guy who actually wants the HISSY FIT.
We need autonomy and independence. Unfair and unresolved U.S. tariffs and diplomatic distractions and disruptions show that we cannot rely on others to secure our borders or buy our goods. Conservatives renew our good faith offer to help the Prime Minister and his government get U.S. tariffs removed and open new markets abroad. We will work with the government in any way we can because Conservatives always put our country ahead of our party.
This guy does not have what it takes to win.
Canadians must stand united so we can stand on our own 2 feet. United and strong, Canadians will bow before no nation anywhere on earth.
I mean, what's with the timing of this? Do you really think that's even realistic at all? We need America so much more than the other way around. Crap like that is going to get us no place. And of course, the incredible thing about all this is Americans are doing far better than Canadians. America, obviously, like every country, has problems, but in recent years, America has totally outpaced Canada on economic growth. But it's not surprising because Canada hardly even prioritizes economic growth. Check out this tweet here from Globe and Mail. Out of nowhere, Canada became poorer than Alabama. How is that possible? I mean, there's a million reasons why it's possible. Have you watched the House of Commons recently in Canada? Nobody talks about economic growth. If you were to watch in the last 10 years, it's climate change. It's apologizing for things in the past. I think there's maybe one American state that Canada overall, GDP per capita wise, is ahead. I think maybe it's only Mississippi. It's something like that. David Parker here. Canadians finding out they are poorer than Alabama is my favorite thing that has happened in 2026. The failure of their politics is coming home to roost. The thing is, I don't think it's going to change anybody's mind. The Liberal stronghold in Canada is so strong, and I don't think Poilievre is doing anything about that to try to chip away at voters. Poilievre is just trying to be like Mark Carney. It's amazing. Just one more short clip. This is Poilievre talking about Jamil Javani after Jamil Javani did his trip down to Washington.
Well, he speaks for himself, and I speak for the party. Canadians are legitimately upset.
Unbelievable. Anyway, I'll finish the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we having a hissy fit? We obviously are. Will it ever stop? I don't think in the short or medium term, unfortunately, it will, but thanks for watching the video. Please like, please subscribe. Have a great day.